We're trying to figure out what is the better class.
Class of 1984.
It makes you want to cheer watching this movie.
Class of Nuke Em High.
Why aren't people showing trauma movies on the big screen anymore?
Are you ready, YouTube? Because it's another episode of
Screen Scuffle.
My name is James.
My name is Blaze.
And high school. We're trying to figure out what is the better class. We got Class of 84 and Class of Nuke Em High. 80's classics, or should I say cult classics?
Class of Nuke Em High. Rated R. Class of 1984. Is this the future?
I'm defending Class of 1984, 84, as they say, and you are defending
Class of Nuke Em High, of course. Trauma Pictures.
Trauma Pictures. So you do have the upper hand with that versus my movie. I have no idea who's the sponsor online. Yeah. And also, like, my movie, I'd say is probably less well. I'd say both are on par of just like not a lot of people have seen them, but at least you have the more recognizable name. You have more sequels. I have sequels to mine, but mine is Class of 99, which is still a very different title. Could be a movie on its own. And there's a sequel to Class of 99 called Class of 99 Part 2. So that just really throws it off for me.
I didn't even know there's I know there's, we watched the sequel. We watched
Yeah.
Class of 99. I didn't know there's a Class of 99 Part 2.
Yeah, so technically that's a third one, but it's a sequel to the sequel. Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, kicking it off, at least for me, this is Trauma Pictures, like you said, but also it does get that little brand boost. Trauma, made this film, but this is probably one of their most recognizable films behind, obviously, The Toxic Avenger. That's their most popular film. Maybe you got Sergeant Kabuki Man. Maybe
not even familiar with that one. Yeah.
Maybe NYPD. Sorry, Sergeant Kabuki Man, NYPD. You got Surf Nazis Must Die. We watched that Fishhook movie. Anyways, I could sit here all day and mentioning trauma movies, but I think what's so special about Class of Nuke Em High is it has everything you love about trauma movies. It's got comedy, it's got black comedy, it's got horror, it's got crazy special effects on a cheap budget. It's got random images of Manhattan that they never revisit and later on in the film. And it's probably one of their strongest movies, honestly.
Yeah, I'd agree. I did really enjoy that movie. We watched it about 6 months ago. We have movie nights every week. And I don't remember it all that much, though. But I did really enjoy that movie. Versus my movie is stuck with me for life. And top 3 best cinematic experiences I've ever had. I saw it at the New Beverly. It wasn't a sold out crowd, but I had never seen everyone get so hyped for a movie, yell at the screen at all the best moments, and just cheer at the right moments too, yell profanities at how despicable and evil my characters are. My movie's got it all. It's got the black humor, it's got the drama, but it's also got the comedy, it's got the gore too, and the very important social message within it too.
Okay, but my film also has a social message. Toxic waste is bad.
They said it was 100% safe. But they were wrong.
There's no danger, Governor. We have the situation well in hand.
I think the thing is, you're bringing in your personal experience. I enjoy that. I enjoy that the New Bev showed this movie. I would have loved to see Class of 1984 on the big screen, but why aren't people showing trauma movies on the big screen anymore?
I have no idea, actually. That is a great question. Yeah.
Like, this movie would blow up a movie theater. Maybe that's why they're not showing it, because it would be nuclear. It would be bigger than Oppenheimer.
Yeah. Well, you won a great battle. Fright Night versus the Burbs, 2 great movies. You won Fright Night. My movie has Roddy McDowall in it. And Roddy McDowall is completely unhinged. He's like the sweetest guy at the beginning of Class of 1984. And then just he becomes unhinged.
And then he's bringing a gun to school.
Threatening to kill his students and threatens to kill himself at one point just because he just wants to teach. Such a powerful moment within the movie. But also, my movie is written by Tom Holland, and no, not Spider-Man Homecoming Kid. Tom Holland, the writer-director of Fright Night, one of the creators of Chucky from Child's Play. But yeah, like, fantastic movie. My movie's just so entertaining and enthralling throughout it. It's scary as brought us Michael J. Fox. I believe it's the first movie Michael J. Fox starred in. Yeah, he's such a sweet kid within this movie. You just want to give him a hug.
He's pushed to the edge, though.
Not as much. I remember. I think he.
I swear he was pushed to the edge in that movie.
I think it's what pushes the teacher to the edge. That's where like the teacher's like, this is the final straw.
He plays the trombone.
Yeah, it's between him and what happens with McDowell, where he's just like, I've had enough with these students too. Just because we've all experienced. We talk about it constantly. We kind of hate the movie theater going experience if you go to see it at like a multiplex and stuff too, because it's always just the jerk kids that just ruin the movie for it.
And they're just looking for something to do, entertainment. Sometimes I can understand, all right, these kids have nothing to do. They're looking for something to do, but then they're annoying and they bring that into the theater. And I'm trying to concentrate on the movie, and I don't want none of that just nonsense of them throwing M&Ms and at each other, or throwing just a little piece of popcorn at somebody 2 chairs in front of them that literally is just minding their own business in the worst seat in the house in the front row. Yeah. They don't need that.
With the seat that like creaks every little barely any movement you make. But yeah, this movie though is what I'm getting at, is that it kills those kids and like turns them into like a beat down, and just it makes you want to cheer watching this movie. It's like I said, it was a great midnight screen, but watching it even at home and stuff too, you're just like, oh, finally these kids are getting what they deserve. But these kids aren't even those little jerk kids though. These are the worst kind of kids you can ever think of. Like, I don't want to spoil this movie.
They're the worst bullies ever.
Beyond that, they're psychopath murders. They're rapists. They are like tearing this school apart. They're pushing people to their absolute limits because they're beating, like they're the most crime-ridden school. And I believe this movie takes place in Detroit. I could be wrong on that, but I'm pretty sure.
I feel like you're just making that. I feel like you're just profiling Detroit for having a school that might possibly be like that. But I think you're forgetting. We share a lot of similarities, especially like your film has these punk kids, these bullies you've been mentioning, but I think you're forgetting. Okay, there's no bullies right here, right? No, my film has all of the same bullies that are basically in your movie. They're literally in my movie. This is when punks were huge in the 80s, and they're both in both these films, and they're both annoying, and they always get their just desserts in both films. So it's not like this is an anomaly where your film only has bullies and there's not. I know your bullies are psychopathic murders. So are mine. You're forgetting like some of the awesome moments in Class of Nuke Em High where there's like a mutated mutant pregnancy and like just massive mutant monsters. I mean, this film goes on to spawn multiple sequels. You talked about your 2 sequels. We have a whole series. There's about 4 or 5 movies. So Troma has been carrying the torch of independent cinema. I don't know who made your movie, but we know who made ours.
We know it was Tom Holland, awesome creator. And
yeah, but Tom Holland also is like the pseudonym of the child that plays Spider-Man.
Yeah. Well, your movie, though, while I enjoy it a lot, too, though, but you're describing a bunch of stuff that, like, that's the Troma-isms, though. Troma does that for a lot of their movies.
Pioneered the Troma-isms, though. So you can't just say that it started those Troma-isms that end up in a lot of their other films, a lot of their cliches, a lot of those moments. This is the film that started that. This is the pioneer of those gross out special effects, the green vomit coming out, the nuclear waste. It's all that awesomeness.
But my movie doesn't need that, though. It's just, it knows what it is, and it doesn't go too far with it. It just knows to, like, this is all we need because it's just that good. And my movie also has a Alice Cooper song that plays at the beginning and the end credits. Does your movie have an end credit song?
I mean, I love that song, but I feel like you're being exclusionist where you think like, oh, just because your film could afford an Alice Cooper song, where my film is made by independent artists that maybe couldn't afford a song made by Alice Cooper. I feel like you're being a little exclusionary.
Hey, it's a debate. We got to fight dirty. I'm a master debater here.
Yeah, but you're saying there's elements that your film has, but my film has it all.
My film has it all, honestly.
Your film does not have it all. And you know, right, that your film does not have it all. It does not have nuclear waste. It does not have cool, crazy. It has special effects, but it doesn't have cool, crazy special effects. The best special effect in your film is the falling through the glass at the end of the movie.
My movie kills Nazis. Like, these are Nazi punks that deserve to die.
There's other Troma movies if you want to see Nazis die. It's called Surf Nazis Must Die.
I look forward to seeing that, but that's not your movie. So therefore, my movie gives you what you want. You know, like Green Room, I was like, I want these kids, or like all the Nazis do die in that movie, but like I wanted to see them get brutalized a little bit more. This movie does that for you.
Schindler's List exists, so not every movie needs Nazis to make it good.
Well, even worse though, these are also just idiot punk kids that are just trying to do it for shock value and stuff too, and just getting their justification is awesome.
Anyways, I think there's all that needs to be said here. I'm defending, obviously, class of Nuke Em High, and you're defending class of 1984, but we're going to hand the mic over to producer Jordan to see what he thought. But in the meantime, comment below, guys. Who do you think won? James with class of 1984, me with class of Nuke Em High. Jordan, who won this battle?
James.
Dude, no way. Oh my God.
Nazi punks getting their just desserts. Okay, you sold me on that.
If you haven't already, go ahead and like this video, hit the subscribe button, and click that notification bell to get all of our latest updates.
And if you can't get enough of us here on YouTube, be sure to catch all our social media links down below for Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, as well as our own personal letterbox accounts. Also check out the movies, because like I know you haven't seen these movies. Maybe you have, but if you haven't, please, you're doing yourself a disservice. Both movies are such an awesome time. Anyways, guys, that'll conclude this week's episode. Tune in next week for brand new fresh releases, and tune in the future for another Screen Scuffle master debate.